Rebecca Koffler here with Censored But Not Silenced. I have a piece running in the New York Post called Why Kamala Harris's DNC Nomination Reminds Me of the Soviet Union. Many of you know that I'm an immigrant. I came to this country from Soviet Russia. I have fled communism and socialism. And so I've been here over 30 years. And I have observed going on in America, my adopted homeland, is just horrifying to me. It's just kind of giving me flashbacks back to the USSR that I left behind. How so? Well, the DNC convention, I hope you all watched that, and Kamala Harris's nomination is just straight out of Soviet playbook and even out of Putin's playbook. The woman basically was put on the ticket without proper process, right? They booted out Joe Biden, and they orchestrated this thing where Kamala Harris, during the virtual electronic vote, just got 99% of votes, right? The Democrats, she earned them without actually any challenge because she was the only one on the ticket. There was no other person. They didn't allow that. No RFK. Nobody really. And that's exactly how things happened back in Soviet Russia. There were really no elections, no party platforms, no debates, nothing. What happened was the Communist Party people identified a person who was going to be in charge of Mother Russia, and the elections were staged. You were supposed to go to the polls, and it was this big celebratory event, usually with all kinds of music and festivals and treats and trinkets and children's toys, and you were just supposed to select this person, but there was only one on the ballot, right, who was already pre-selected. That's how, if you remember, Yeltsin, right? How did Putin come to power? Yeltsin single-handedly picked Putin back in 1999, and he made him acting president. Yeltsin resigned on New Year's Eve 1999, and he made Putin, who was the prime minister, he made him acting president, effectively rigging the elections by giving the advantage of incumbency to Putin. And he actually admitted it to U.S. President, former President Bill Clinton, according to recently declassified White House correspondence. Some of you know that I'm a former DIA intelligence officer. DIA is the Defense Intelligence Agency, which is a military counterpart to CIA. So I routinely mine unclassified and declassified reporting to bring unique perspective and insights to you. So Yeltsin told Clinton about his trick. He actually said to him, Putin is going to win. And Bill Clinton said, well, what about democracy? Like, how can you say that? And Yeltsin said, that's not how things work in Russia. I have given him, and I'm quoting to you, I'm quoting Yeltsin. I have given him, meaning Putin, 3 months. 3 months according to the Constitution to work as acting president. And people will get used to him for these 3 months. I am sure he will be elected. And of course, Putin was elected. Going back to Khrushchev, Nikita Khrushchev, who's another Soviet leader. If you remember, he's the guy who was pounding with the shoe and at the United Nations, saying, "We will bury you. We will bury you," right? He said, Khrushchev telling Americans. And you think that he was literally, he meant it literally, but no, he meant it figuratively. What did he mean? The Russians had a program, the Soviets rather, at that point, to transform the United States through subversion. It was a subversion program to transform the United States from a free capitalist society into a socialist, government-controlled totalitarian state. And if you have been paying attention for the past few years, that's what's going on, right? With all the censorship and rigging the elections. And now we have Kamala, all of a sudden, she is now the nominee. She has not won a single vote in the primaries. She wasn't, she just inherited those 99% from Biden. So they effectively did the switcheroo. But going back to Khrushchev, the same thing, the Putin's playbook, the Soviet playbook that now the Democrats are borrowing. That's how Brezhnev was. Leonid Brezhnev, remember the guy with the big bushy eyebrows? He actually, Biden reminds me of him because the guy was pretty much dead. Brezhnev, he was a walking cadaver, the way that Biden is right now, but he was originally, when he just came to power, he was also handpicked by the Soviet Politburo. They kicked out Nikita Khrushchev because they felt that he mishandled the Cuban Missile Crisis, which was basically the closest point when the USSR and the United States came to nuclear war. So, and they put Brezhnev. Anyway, I just wanted to bring it to you, this comparison, so that y'all watch very closely what's going on. And now they keep going after Trump, right? Why are they going after Trump? They want to remove people's choice because Trump is the nominee for the Republican Party right now, and he's even backed by RFK Jr., by Tulsi Gabbard, who were Democrats, and they no longer agree with the Democratic Party. JFK would be rolling in his grave if he saw what Kamala and Joe Biden have done to America. So they want to get rid of Trump in the same way that, and they go with the same zeal after him that Putin goes after his opponents, right? Remember Navalny, what Putin did to him, to the point where, Trump, there was an attempt on to assassinate Trump. I'm not saying that it was staged by the deep state, but all the rhetoric that's coming out, that Trump is a threat to democracy, and he's going to transform America into, I don't even know what they're trying to say. They say totalitarian state, but they are the ones who are the totalitarians. They are the ones who just admitted, or Zuckerberg just did, the CEO of Facebook, that he was suppressing information about COVID under the pressure from the White House. I mean, this is what the Soviet state did. This is what all the totalitarian regimes do right now. So, and that's what's going on here. Going back to the convention, another thing that reminded me of the USSR is all the lies. Remember the joy rubric. Kamala Harris was put out this theme, the joy, and all the speakers were kind of trying to create that atmosphere. But meanwhile, right outside the convention, the pro-Palestinian lunatics, the anti-Israel protesters, were wreaking havoc, right? In the meantime, when the Democrats want gun control, at the same time, they themselves have protection. They have armed guards protecting them, but they want to disarm everyone else. Anyway, so this is really, really frightening. In my view, basically, I call them American Bolsheviks, right? Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Nancy Pelosi. These are American Bolsheviks. And what they are doing to America is incredible. The Oprah Winfrey, that's another one. On last Wednesday, the convention, she urged the voters to choose common sense over nonsense. Right? Think about that. Choose common sense over nonsense, as though it is Republicans and not the Democrats that claim that transgender children can identify as Tootsie Roll Pops or Minotaurs. Check out there's an article on Fox News about that. You can identify as anything right now. You can identify as an animal or even a season, apparently. Yes. So we all have a choice in November. And the choice is very simple. Either these leftist lunatics are going to transform the country into socialist hell, or we're going to go back on track and return to the key principles that America was built on: self-reliance, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, right? Because right now, Christians are basically in the same positions that they were back in Soviet Russia. Religion was not allowed. So they're going after Catholics right now, after Christians, with the same zeal that the KGB went after Christian people back in Russia. So make wise choices, Americans, this November, because this is the only free country left in the world. There's nowhere else to go. So thank you for joining me today. Check me out on social media, Twitter, Getter, Truth Social, Facebook, you name it, at Rebecca0132. And I'll catch you later.